Well, it is December 24th, and it's just past noon. Had an okay day at work, and then got home, did a run, did a respectable, I like it, 44, and it's like a good intermediate run for me. Not too long, and not too short. Way not too short. In fact, it's a little bit past moderate, because I was only thinking about going out for half an hour, and I was going to call that a short run, just half an hour, and that's not bad, I don't think, for me. But I got to closing in on half an hour, and I wasn't done yet, so I decided to extend the run. I am allowed to do it. Make my own decisions and do as I feel. Because I'm the only one that, yeah. Anyway. So, in continuation, I'm still very, very confused about everything. I'm tending to think, sadly, and I must resign myself to facing the truth. One day, it's that, I don't know, I still can't figure it out. And that's the problem. It's the part about not being able to figure it out. It's like, if I was just explained to, or just told, flat out, just take like a minute, it would just save me so much anguish and heartache. But I am not given an audience. I don't know why. That is their prerogative. That is their time. They're emotionally unavailable to explain things to me. They have no, either, I don't think they understand how upset I am. And how affected I am. It would probably bother them how upset I am and how affected I am, but they still wouldn't be able to do anything about it. Just the nature of things. And now it's just gotten way too, at least my perception of it, it's just way too awkward, because I've made it awkward. And it's like, I don't know, you can come back from that. I don't think you can. Unless, the only way to come back from that is if, but I don't think so. I think that it is my delusional mind, seeing what I want to see, believing what I want to believe. But it just seemed so, but that's how it is every single time that this ever even comes close to happening, where I think something is going on, but nothing is going on. And I do the reality check thing, and it's like, no, nothing. And it's like, it's frustrating for the other person, and it's frustrating for me, because, my just ability to perceive reality as it is not so good, because I don't live in the same reality. I'm picking up on things that aren't there, and missing things that are, and it's not intentional, and I don't mean it. I wish, but I can't. I'm stuck like this. I'm going to keep doing this too, until, one of these days, or not, I'll meet somebody equally as confused and equally lonely and, tired of being alone and tired of making mistakes, and who knows. But today, I can say that today was the day, December 24th, 2021, was the day that I officially started investigating the ACE spectrum to see what that's about. Because ever since because it's just something that's just been on, it's been in my awareness, on the periphery, to explain things about me that just are true. And, being an active alcoholic, if you want to call it that, for as long as that was a really good reason for me not being very it was a good excuse. I was too busy drinking and too busy dying to ever be concerned about any sort of social or let alone romantic relationship. And then of course being autistic also kind of plays into that a good deal. The whole which one, chicken before the egg before the chicken, whichever, I don't know. But it's all tied together, and I'm tired. But I don't know if you can hear that. And it just keeps going. Anyway, so I looked at a Facebook group for the ACE spectrum, and because there's all different kinds, and I don't even know. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, and I wouldn't even. So I was like, I'm not even going to label myself as anything. I'm just going to see what that is about, and that's it. And I guess what I was going to talk about was how it first kind of registered that, this is probably something I should kind of be, was when I saw that Polly Perrette, I don't know how you say her name, but she came out publicly as ACEs in early 2020, and I noticed that was in the news, and she kind of reminds me of me in a way, just how she is, and it's just like, she's fairly normal, and yeah, and so it just kind of put it on my awareness, and then just the facts of me just being alone, being the active alcoholic for as long as I was, all the way up until the age of 37. It's like, that's really good excuse for not being active, sexually active, or romantically active, let's call it that, because I like, I'm uncomfortable. I've always been. But then for 5 years, because they say, in the first year, don't get involved in a relationship after, active addiction or active, recovery from alcoholism. Don't get involved in a relationship. It's like, gotcha, no problem, I gotcha. I'll throw in a couple extra years. Now I'm like over 5 years, and it's like, yeah, I've tried meeting kind of people, but not really. Whereas like I kind of, so this most recent time, I found somebody to be interested in that's over 3,000 miles away. Yeah, that's and that's been occupying me for the past year. So it's really easy for me to dismiss people that are close, people that are available, people that are accessible, approachable, and seem to be interested in me. It's like, oh, I'm not, I seem to be always pursuing somebody that is not interested in me, or not really. I don't know. It's highly convenient that I'm always just involved with somebody. And I wonder about that. I've wondered about that. It's like, why am I always involved with somebody that I'm not really involved with? I'm imagining things. I mean, even before this one, there was there's been a few minor little trysts that, imaginary, just things that I thought might be going on or might have the possibility to be going on. So I was kind of like, but, before the current one, there was that one, and which wasn't really real at all, and it didn't go anywhere, obviously. And then the one more serious one was in Pennsylvania. Old, classmate that found me on Facebook. I'm pretty sure she was looking for my brother, but she found me instead. And she wrote poetry. She writes poetry. And yeah, but I got confused and misread that too. And yeah, that was bad. Of course, that was only my first couple months into being on Facebook in the first place. This was back in 2018. So I didn't understand a lot of what was going on. So, I mean, it was bad. It was messy. It was really awkward. Oh, so yeah. And all the evidence is still there. And it's just right there. And just how I thought about it and just my behavior and my reactions. And it's just really, really terrible. And I'm not proud of that at all. And yeah, and there's just been the people just here and there, just, but nothing ever. I've never been on a date in 5 years. Never been kissed. Never been active in any way. And I've been pretty okay with it. I was okay with it when I was just, in the throes of an alcoholic death and, alcohol dependence and alcohol abuse. I was okay with it as long as I could just keep on drinking. I didn't care. I had my drinking and my cat. What else did a guy need besides, as much alcohol as he could drink and a cat for his companion? And, then the cat died. And then I died. So I guess I was kind of staying alive for the cat, and then when the cat finally died, I gave up on life. It's kind of sad. I forget about that part. Dang it. I remembered. So, anyway. That's just a pending request. I'll see what happens. It's just to investigate ACEs and open up my social network, just little tiny bits at a time. I'm 43 years old, and yeah, I need to change. And I need help. And this most recent adventure is, apparently coming to an end. Whether I like it or not, whether I accept it or not, whether I acknowledge it or not, it is coming to an end. And I am now just I really just need to be nice and not I just need to be nice and just leave it alone and just go away. Go away slowly. Go away silently. They don't know. They don't understand. They're not looking to understand. They're not looking to know. They seem to. It's like they know enough, and everything is available. They could easily, if they were interested, they could have looked at it. And but I don't know if, as far as like stuff, what it means to them, what it means to me. You know, it's like it's not just like. It's not like something I do with like a lot of people, and I don't know. It's and I was thinking today of a joke. It's like, have I ever stopped to consider that they're not as great as what I think they are? Yes. Yes, I have. Your point? You see, no matter what happens, no matter what doesn't happen, I still think they're really great, and I like them a lot. So, it's just me that has a problem with not being liked in reciprocation as much as what I might want. And they might like me just as much, as just, you know, they want me to stay in line and mind my manners, which is difficult, because once I've decided something, that doesn't mean anything. It just means I've decided something, but it's like I'd like to take action on it. I'd like to, but I can't. Without permission. Without permission, I can do nothing. And I've asked for permission, and I haven't gotten anything back. Of course, I don't know if they recognize that permission, recognize that question, recognize that. I think they do, though. Or not. I don't know. But they know I'm available, and they know. But I've made myself less approachable in my impatience. That's the problem. I've become impatient, and I've made myself less approachable because I am, you know, I've offended them in my impatience. You know, so, and I can do nothing about that besides let them see me and just remain visible, remain myself, and let them see that I'm not really a threat. I might be weird, and I might be strange, but I don't want to be considered a threat. But I don't want to be their friend either. Well, I do, but I want to be their best friend. But that's not in the cards. They've got enough friends. I don't know. That's where I get to think that I'm just superfluous, extra. That I don't really have much extra to offer that they don't already receive in other ways from other people. And they don't have time for me, and they're busy. And it's like I don't want to play second fiddle to this or second fiddle to that. And I think I'll always be second fiddle, and I don't fiddle. So that was my other joke that I came up with today. Anyway, my only thing is now, like, yes, I do think they're really great, but there's lots of great people out there. And there's lots of people that write. I need to make myself available for. There's somebody else out there who is available, who does have time, who isn't over 3,000 miles away, who is interested in meeting somebody and talking with them and communicating and having correspondence. And that's what I'm looking for, somebody to communicate with, somebody to correspond with, have conversation with, dialogue, back and forth. I think that's what people do. And I'd like to try it. I think that'd be good for me. Why not? I'm available. I think I'm worth getting to know. I'm not, I might consider myself a monster, but I am not a monster. Usually. If I'm remembering myself and practicing being nice, I have to be careful. As I can forget myself, and I do forget myself. Then I have to make apologies. And it's like, I know. I am out of, I don't, when you've been isolated for as long as I have, that's not an excuse, but I am quite unfamiliar with how people interact. And then especially with social media, it's like, I have no idea. I only started with social media in 2000. Well, this is my third year. I'm finishing up my third year in social media. So I'm like 3 years old in social media. If I thought about that, it's like, yeah, you could say that. I'm about 3 years old. I have the emotional experience of a 3-year-old in social media. No, kind of, not really, but that's a way of thinking about it. Not a good way, but it's a way. So, anyway, this was that. This is what I was doing on Christmas Eve, 2021. And this is the first time there's ever been a record of what I was doing on any Christmas Eve. I mean, there was a written record the past couple of years, but now there's a video complement of what I looked like, what I was doing, what I was thinking about, how I sounded, my temperament, I guess. Let's see how long my hair is. I did just go for a run. I just got back and I haven't showered. So. And again, I still have not had a haircut since September of 2019. So this is over 2 years. Yeah, and remember, I just, so, anyway, it's pretty long by this point, and I don't really know what I'm doing with it. Am I doing something with it? Or is it I'm just letting it grow just for fun? I think I'm letting it grow just for fun. And the other thing about it is that, it's great for, playing with. That's mostly what I do with. It's fun to, play with. I've tried, because I see other people do it, with the whole mouth thing, but I don't do that. It's just not, I don't have that. I quit smoking, so they say that a lot of people have like an oral fixation with things like that. And it's like, no, not me. Because I tried, and I just didn't get anything out of it. So just playing with the hair, that's enough, I guess, because I'm just constantly it's fun. So anyway, it'll be weird if I ever, I do imagine I will get a haircut at some point, and then what will it look like? Because it'll look a little bit like it's been crafted or sculpted into something, looking like something, whereas right now it's just kind of, it hasn't been touched. It's just been growing natural since the last haircut I had, 2019, so anyway. But, it was a fantasy all year of thinking and wanting to be wanted, and thinking I was, and imagining I was, and believing I was. But all signs point to I was misinterpreting, and I was told, or it was like really hinted at many, many times, but I didn't know where to read myself into it, and it was like, oh, is this for me, or is this directed to somebody else? Or, it's always so difficult, and they knew it was, but they never really cleared it up or explained it, because I don't know. They shouldn't have to, but please help. And so they were writing to somebody else. The real Crow. Whereas I'm just an imposter. And he, the real Crow, who knows what kind of person he is. But he doesn't seem like he has much time. And he is busy with his life. And so she is just another fan to him. Or who knows? She's been around long enough to have developed some sort of rapport that he knows her by her various, screen names. But exactly what significance or value as far as like what kind of person, like what does she mean to him? Or is it just like another fan that likes him? And so he likes that she likes him. But as far as like, do they have a future together? Yeah, I don't know. Anything's possible. But anyway, I've said too much. But this is deep into the video, so there's no chance of it ever being discovered. I guess that's it. I gotta go.